Hello, my name is Bobby Yang and this is my mock science lesson. So what will we learn today? Today we will be learning about qualitative versus quantitative observations, independent and dependent variables, how to convert units of measurement, and how to write a hypothesis. First up, we have qualitative and quantitative observations. For qualitative observations, we use our senses such as sight, smell, hearing, taste, and touch. For quantitative observations, we will be using numbers to make measurements. And it is important to use units of measurements when we're making quantitative observations. Units of measurements may include the meter, the liter, the gram, and even spots. So some questions you might ask while making qualitative observations are, what does it sound like? What does it look like? What does it smell like? What does it taste like? And what does it feel like? Some questions you may ask while making quantitative observations are, how tall is it? How much does it weigh? And how many spots does it have? So, next up we have independent and dependent variables. Well, what is a variable? In science, a variable can be anything, almost anything. Well, such as plants, water, Chipotle, as crazy as it sounds, and happiness. So an independent variable is a variable that causes a change. A dependent variable is the variable that is the result of that change. So as stated, the dependent variable is directly related and affected by the independent variable. An example of this relationship is adding more water makes plants grow taller, the water being the independent variable, and the plants growing taller being the dependent variable. Another example may be eating Chipotle makes me happier. Happiness is the dependent variable because it changes as I consume Chipotle, the independent variable. So next up we have converting units of measurement. Some tips for converting units of measurement are, for one, use the conversion table so we know the ratios. Also, to multiply the ratios and to keep track of the units. Now let's do an example on the board. So this conversion table tells me that for every 1 kilogram there is 1,000 grams. Now if I wanted to find how many kilograms are in 500 grams, I would write it as so, as 500 grams over 1 ratio. And we do it this way so that when we multiply it, we can cross out the grams, and we are just left with 500 over 1,000 kilograms, which simplifies down into 1/2 kilograms. Up next, we will be learning how to write a hypothesis. We will be using the if, then, and because method. Typically, the formula is if followed by the independent variable, then followed by the dependent variable, and because followed by an explanation using our prior knowledge. It is important to be specific when writing a solid hypothesis. So here we have two examples. One, if I eat Chipotle for dinner, then I will be happier because Chipotle is life. Now, although that follows the formula, it is not specific enough. A better example is, if I water the plant with 100 millimeters every day for 2 weeks, the plant will grow 8 centimeters because water provides the plant with the proper nutrients in order for it to grow. Alright, and that is all I have for you today. Thank you.